What would you tell your younger self? All the information and knowledge that you have about Uber Eats, I would plead with my younger self. I would say, Russ, here's 5 vital things that you really should learn, and do it. Don't learn things the hard way. The good news is you're also going to benefit from this, and especially if you're a newer Uber Eats driver. The very first thing, before I started Uber Eats food delivery, I had no idea just how much driving impacts us, because in our normal daily lives, we just cruise around without a thought or care. Obviously, we know about gas, but now I know the importance of this, and I want to share it with you so that you can plan ahead and know that this is going to happen to you. So when I started out on Uber, I was doing rideshare. This is an older car, and this is years ago. Still, I put a lot of miles on this car, 25,000 in 1 year, and that was just business miles. Before long, things started breaking. And they even broke faster than I was used to in all the years of driving before that. I've never had such a car break down in all aspects of the vehicle. And this makes sense because when you just go to work or go to the store, you're doing one thing. You start your car, you drive where you need to go, you park, you get out, and you go do your business. Then you come back in. That's just 1 or 2 cycles per day. But when you're doing Uber Eats food delivery, how many orders can you do in a day? Think of how many times we're opening and closing this door. And then if we're putting the food in the back seat, what about that door? Also, when you're in the parking lot, we're turning quite a bit. That is such wear and tear on the tires. And then also traffic, depending on where you live, all that wear and tear on your car, your brakes. It's hot here in California. I'm always running my air conditioning. So that went out too on me. Also, it's generally a wise practice. You don't leave your car running. Otherwise, someone's going to steal it unless you live in a really nice area. But that's not the case here in California. So think of how many times you're starting and stopping your vehicle. I've had to replace my starter. I could go on. Actually, right now, I have a used transmission, used engine. I've replaced my AC 3 times. I replace my tires about every 2 years, and I'm just doing this part-time. So the struggle is real, and you will have a lot of wear and tear that over time is just going to surprise you with some repair bills. Now you may be saying, aha, I've got a new car or a newer car. Yes, it is going to last for a while, but then suddenly, out of nowhere, you're going to start getting some repair bills. So save your money now and plan ahead for that. Most of us start off with the car we have because we just need to make some money. If you can plan ahead, though, and purchase a car just for Uber Eats food delivery or Uber and Lyft rideshare, then that's a great idea because you can get a good deal on the car, run the miles up on it, keep it maintained, and then you're not risking your daily driver. So that is something important to consider. And I've been doing this part-time going on 7 years. So I know how many orders you can do in a day, and don't wait until your car starts breaking on you because then you're not going to be able to work and you're going to have to pay a lot of money to fix your car. If you can plan ahead now and keep up with maintenance, get an inexpensive car that's very reliable, such as a Japanese brand, and I think that's going to set you up for success. And then as a final tip, I would recommend just take short trips. If you do take long trips, then be very selective on that. Factors such as traffic, congestion, wherever you live, if it's a rural, suburban environment or in the city, all of these things, you're going to have to use your best judgment on what is the least amount of wear and tear on your car. And then again, doing short trips, you have multiple chances to get tips. Oh, the glory days of being an Uber Eats driver. I felt special. I felt like I was part of the team and I was being rewarded for all my hard work. I love helping customers, and what a joy it is. I even had the Uber sticker up there because I was doing rideshare. I felt like I was somebody, and what a great opportunity to get a job part-time without having to commit to so many hours. I really felt special. I felt like Dara, he knows who I am and he values my hard work. I loved being part of the team. That is, until I was not part of the team. And then I realized I never was on the team. I'm just an independent contractor. and no one cares about me. This happened, and please share in the comments below. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun on how wimpy I am. Here's one example. When I was doing rideshare, I went to the airport here at Los Angeles, and most customers are fine. But I had one guy hop in the back, not wear his seatbelt, and I just politely informed him, making small talk, asking how his day's going. And I said, "Oh, sir, don't forget to put your seatbelt on." He refused. He got out his laptop and he was going to do some work, and then immediately started telling me how to go, where he needed to go. I gave him a few chances, and basically what happened is he didn't care what I was saying. And you know what? That's my car. I'm not going to risk a ticket. So I ended the trip. I pulled right over there in the airport. And then, of course, he got upset and said he was going to be late and he was going to report me. So I went about a quarter mile, and then I called Uber for support. And I was begging them, please support me, because this was the first time that I had some negative interaction with the customer. That was serious, by the way. Anyway, it turns out they said they would not pair me with him. And then that was it. They actually didn't care. Also, it got worse when I was doing food delivery orders. There were a couple times that I would do an order and it wouldn't show up. Customer support would say, "Oh, wait 48 hours. I'm thinking, why do I have to wait? Why can't you just find the order right now and pay me? Also, there's been many times where customers complain that they didn't get their food or something was wrong, and then I'm the one that gets marked down on my ratings. And then, of course, the customer takes their tip. The whole time I'm dealing with customer service, they actually just want to get rid of me. They're saying things that just have nothing to do with the subject, or on the chat now, they're just sending messages that don't apply to this situation because they don't actually want to help me. They just want to get me off the phone. And so a lesson learned for myself and now for you: call them when you have to, chat with them when you have to, but just know I don't think they're ever going to help you. So please share in the comments below, how has Uber Eats customer support helped you? Obviously, for experienced drivers, I already know a lot of people are going to be complaining about that. But for new drivers, watch out for this, because you're quickly going to realize you are not part of any team. Now I realize there is no loyalty between Uber Eats and drivers like you and I. All we are is just some computer code out there. If you've ever gone to their developer site, you can just see the code right in there. That's all it is. So Uber Eats is just the middleman. They're linking the restaurant with us to the customer. And so it's up to us to only pick profitable orders. And that's all. That's all that matters. So there is no loyalty. And the sooner you recognize this, the better off you're going to be. It does hurt when you realize you're not part of the team, because there never was a team. But you can still give great customer service. And I do feel rewarded with that, knowing all the customers that I'm helping in a variety of ways. But I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Number 3, I'll just get to it right now. Restaurant workers are busy. They're limited on time, and they're very busy. So they actually ignore food delivery drivers like you and I. Instead, make yourself a person to them. Say, "Hi, I'm Russ with Uber Eats. I'm here for this order." And then compliment them on what a great job they're doing. Because think about it this way. They're busy. Most of their interactions with the customer is upset, or they're just giving them the order so the customer can leave and they can continue to work. So the way you can not be ignored by the restaurant worker is be a pleasant person and talk to them and smile. On the other hand, customers, that's why we're there. We're delivering the food to the customer. So be on your best behavior with them. Overall, and this is something you'll learn in time, most customers are just fine. All they want is their order, and they rate you well, and there's no issues. A very small percentage of customers are awesome. They're the ones that are tipping us so well, and they really appreciate our service. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's a very small percentage of customers that are horrible. Overall, I think they just have a really negative outlook on life. And this is where you find the people that like to steal, basically commit fraud, accuse the driver of not doing something. That way they can get food for free or whatever. And they actually don't care if you get deactivated because of their lying. Again, small percentage are really bad. Small percentage are really good. Wide majority, they're okay. And they don't cause you trouble. The easiest and best way to really interact with the customers is by text because everybody's busy. And I'll put the message up here that I use. And what I'm doing is I'm a few minutes out connecting with the customer and I'm letting them know that, hi, I'm Russ. I'm bringing your food. I care about you. I want you to get what you're ordering quickly. And that way it opens up communication. When it comes time to tip, they're going to be like, oh yeah, Russ, he was awesome. He contacted me. He followed my directions. Everything went smoothly. So that text message took minimal effort, but it can pay big dividends when the customers tip you because it shows that you really care about your job. So this is something very easy to do. And again, it goes back to having a good outlook on life. We're already going to be working hard, helping the customer. You might as well enjoy it. So be kind to the restaurant workers as well as the customers and use that text message. I think you're going to find it's really going to help you. Number 4, I'll keep this short because seriously, I know no one cares. No one cares, but it's very important. In the beginning, you're going to be earning money, but then all of a sudden taxes are going to be due and you're going to think, oh, can't I just use the numbers that Uber Eats gives me? Maybe, but you're going to miss out on so many expenses if you're tracking them and just do it every day or every week when you're driving. And this will help reduce the income on the taxes you're going to have to pay. It is well worth it. So track all your miles. And here's the thing, Uber Eats only gives you the mileage from the time you accept the order until you drop it off. But I don't know how you are. I'm out doing food delivery all day. So yeah, that first order doesn't count and the last one because you're going home. All the other orders, I'm not out for fun. So count your miles, keep track of all your maintenance receipts. Anything and everything is going to help you. It's well worth the effort. And you can always choose not to use that information. But if you've never tracked it, then you don't have that option. In my personal opinion, I found just tracking the standard mileage of all my business miles, that's been the easiest thing to do. Because again, remember, I had a lot of things break in this car. It's been pretty reliable now. So I just go with the standard mileage and it works out well. I think that's enough said on such a boring topic as expenses. All right, the 5th thing. When I started doing food delivery, in fact, it was on DoorDash. I remember I took a $2 order and it was some kind of slushy. I still remember this because I was so traumatized. Anyway, I was there for say 20 minutes and I let the customer know that they were backed up and then I dropped off the order. I only got paid $2. There never was a tip and there wasn't gonna be a tip. This was very disheartening. $2? Why? How am I gonna live doing this kind of stuff? That's ridiculous. So taking profitable orders is the key to success when you're doing food delivery. So to my younger self and to you as well, please listen to this advice. Don't learn this the hard way because you're just gonna either go out of business quickly or slowly over time by not taking profitable orders. And you may ask, how do you know which orders are profitable? Let me tell you, there's so many variables that go into this. You can be focused on miles or dollars per hour or both. Also, what kind of area are you in? A city, a rural environment? There's so many things to consider. But overall, it is really easy to learn how to pick only profitable orders. I've got good news for you. I've made a video covering that vital topic. So watch that next and I'll see you there.